Hey, you're watching WND TV. I'm Michael Thompson. Got a special guest here today, Dr. Richard Land. He's the president of the Southern Evangelical Seminary, the author of more than 15 books, or is it just 15?
About 15. About 15. I've lost count.
And he just launched Bringing Every Thought Captive in January on the NRB network. Dr. Richard Land, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing very well. It's great to be here at the NRB and to see all of these fellow broadcasters who are broadcasting the truth.
We were talking about what's going on with our president and how he has yet to talk about the theology driving what's going on in the Middle East behind ISIS. Talk to me about why you think it's imperative that we actually address that the terrorism that both Christians, Muslims, and non-believers are suffering is in fact Islamic.
Well, I think it's important because you can't defeat an enemy until you recognize who the enemy is and you understand how to combat the enemy. And I understand what the president's trying to do. He understands that only about 15% of the worldwide Muslim population actively supports the radicals, ISIS, and the other groups, the radical Islamists. He doesn't want to go to war with all of them. And, you know, it is true that 90% of the people that have been killed by ISIS and its affiliates so far have been fellow Muslims who refuse to knuckle under to this one particular interpretation of Islam. But what the president fails to acknowledge and fails to see, and must if we're going to combat this successfully, is that it is a form of Islam. It is a form of Islam that was the majority interpretation of Islam during the first 5 or 6 centuries of Islam. It was the dominant interpretation of Islam during the Middle Ages, when they virtually wiped out Christianity in North Africa and took over the Middle East and went to the Pyrenees. They took all of the Iberian Peninsula and went to the gates of Vienna before they were stopped. That particular sort of extreme fundamentalist interpretation of Islam is the inspiration, it is the theology, it is the ideology for which these people are willing to die. And the only way that we're going to combat it successfully is to combat it ideologically, to combat it theologically, to help the moderate Muslims win their argument. And that won't happen without American leadership and without the application of military force to keep the radicals from killing their enemies. You know, they don't debate with them, they just kill them. And the sad fact is that for the 20th century and for most of the 21st century so far, it's a reality that evil doesn't get defeated without American leadership. We are the calcium in the backbone of the free world.